guys to Formula League, well, live stream. This week, obviously it's Sunday, British GT3 Sunday Championship. It's round 3 this evening, and we are at Snetterton. And as I say every week, you need to bear with me a moment just while I put this link into the Discord for everybody else that's watching. Go. Okay, so that is in there. So, right, so as I say, round 3, the last 2 rounds have been absolutely bonkers, and I'm sure you've all watched. If you haven't watched, please do. Catch that on my channel. Just go back a couple of weeks. You do a very set format here. A driver interview. We'll look at the standings. We'll discuss the connotations of that, and we'll always make sure we get a lap guide in. And obviously, the most important part of the evening is Coops competition, which we will of course run this evening. So we're all sitting there eagerly awaiting, like, who's he going to talk to tonight? What are we going to learn this evening? So we've had a chap join us a little while ago who, a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing really, and has well, he's certainly shown himself in the last few weeks as being our newest alien, and he is actually, I do believe, our newest FRL race winner. So without further ado, let me introduce to everybody Michael Races. Hi Michael.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Just trying to be as pleasant as possible. I'm fine, how are you?
Don't do that. People want to know what you're really like. Don't sweat,
watch my streams if you want to know what I'm really like.
Oh yeah, watch your streams. They're always entertaining.
Yep.
Chapter and verse. Watching. Give everyone a bit of a flavour about you. Where you're from, how you get into this.
From the northeast, and I got an FRL after seeing it on Facebook, obviously, the same as everyone else, I guess. Yeah. Raced on GT Sport during lockdown with a controller. Once I moved house, got a rig with GT Sport, realised GT Sport was a bit not fun anymore, so decided to test out ACC, which I'd had in a box sitting there. I thought, yeah, I'll try it again. Came on, it was really, really hard, and I thought, you know what, it's worth the challenge of trying to get good, essentially. Got all the gear and somewhat of an idea now. So
well, I was going to say more. Well, I don't even have all the gear really, and not much of an idea. But yeah, I mean, your pace has improved. I'm not going to say a lot because you've always been quick, but the consistency element, Michael, has really sort of kicked on in the last couple of weeks, and you and some of our residents have been having some, well, really close battles, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because when I first joined, I've seen the likes of Graeme and Lely and Crazies, and I was thinking, I will never be that quick. But a few little sort of tweaks on the wheel, a bit more practice, that all helped. And again, like you said, the consistency is the key thing to any racing sim.
And what a treat you gave us on Tuesday. Those couple of laps. Honestly, Michael, brilliant driving.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Graeme as well. Don't get me wrong. You know, all you guys are great, but I wanted you to win that race. I don't want you to win tonight now because you won that one. But
I don't want to win tonight, to be fair. But I think, yeah, it was fun, and I watched it back. I've watched it back like 2 or 3 times, and I've shown people, and it's like, good. It's just really cool to show people as well once the comms is on there.
Yeah, it is good. I want to actually do a separate clip of that on its own and put that out there as to how to do it.
That's going to promote my channel, not yours. Stop.
We'll put it on both the channels. That's totally fine.
Cross promotion.
We'll share. So, Snetterton, good track for you.
Repeat that, robot. Coops.
And Snetterton as a track, is it good one for you or not?
The last time we were here, I was in the Merc, and I found it quite enjoyable in the Merc. Now in the McLaren, being a really stiff chassis and a bit twitchy, it requires a lot more concentration than before. So it's the same challenge, just a different car essentially. It can just kill you at any turn really.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, I mean, I think we are in for an interesting race tonight. I think in terms of the time of day of the race, and potentially, I had my scientific weather instruments out earlier on, and it may well, the weather may play a part this evening, so that could spice
That'll be
things up.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm really grateful that you've taken some time out of practice, as always, to come and have a chat with us. And I think all the guys that are watching and everyone in FRL will be happy that they know a little bit more about you.
Well, it's nice speaking to you. I hope I haven't got the curse. Please don't watch us at all, at any time,
Well,
even if I'm dead last.
Actually, Euphoric State made a great point after the race last week and said it is a curse. It's just that I don't miss anything, so it's not my fault.
That's true, yeah. So essentially you are just a great commentator and video capturer, all of the above.
Which is how I sound today. Yeah, good. Okay, mate. Listen, I wish you the best. Podium at least, please. Okay.
I'll try.
Sure you. All right. Hello.
Alright, nice one. See you later.
And there we go, guys and girls. Michael Races. Nice chap, very nice chap. Very easy to talk to. Good attitude, as I say, he's been here for a little while now, and it's a case in point. He's already quick, and he's just been getting quicker and quicker, and that's because he's racing regularly with these guys. And that's the thing within FRL. Everyone seems to pull each other up in terms of skill sets, which will be great. Taking potential. That could be interesting. So we are currently in free practice. We're watching DeWill in that rather strong jag. And as we can have a quick look, so Michael doesn't like this track. Him on there. So let's bring everybody up to speed with regards to who is present this evening and who isn't. So we've got a couple missing tonight, unfortunately. GT Jamie 141, Spacey, Chica and SOP Nelio are not available this evening. Evan IRL, in case any of you aren't aware, he joined, I think, last week actually. He did in Tier 1 on Taco Tuesday, and he's going to sit in this evening as a reserve, which is great for everybody. So look at the standings. Dave Keane, hello Keane, how you doing? Chris Williams, hello. Good to see you guys in on the chat. Please stay around because Coops competition tonight is amazing. And Keno, I know you've got a very good brain when it comes to motorsport knowledge. Don't ruin it for everyone, please. But we'll get there. Anyway, let's have a look. So we're 2 rounds in. This is round 3. This is essentially a free-for-all. There's no teams in this particular championship because it's only a short one until the update. So currently, in first place, we have IR Graham in the Mercedes on 72 points, followed very closely by Michael Races in the McLaren on 68 points, only 4 points between those two. Lely is joint second on 68 points in the Bentley. So there's a beautiful battle right there for everybody. Crazies in the Aston is on 61 points. And then Traction Dave, who is actually, well, he's like Michael's buddy. He's also in the McLaren. He's on 48 points. Spacey, who's not with us tonight, is 6th in the Bentley on 44 points. SOP Nelio in the Ferrari on 34 points. He's also not with us tonight. Nor's GT Jamie on 28 points. And Nor's Chica in the AMG on 25 points. So the mid-pack, 6th to 10th, aren't with us. Fresh Brizzle, he is with us tonight. He's on 20 points in the Bentley. I think Fresh Brizzle may be a little bit tired tonight because I know he's just done a 2-hour ride to this one. So not at the same track though. So yeah, see how mentally fatigued he may be tonight. Marek is in 11th in the Beamer on 18 points. Euphoric State is joint 11th in the Porsche on 18 points, and then we've got Yvolton in the McLaren on 15 points. Gamer Dad in his pink Jag, we'll see that shortly, is on 12 points in 14th, and then we've got Hutch in the Ferrari on 10 points. Georgie Priest in the Ferrari on 8 points. The controller, aka I Am Slow, he is in 17th place in the McLaren on 7 points. And then Marty Road Racing and DeWill as it stands, because they actually haven't got involved in a race as yet, but will be tonight. So that brings everybody up to date with the standings. What do we need to think about tonight? Well, may play a part. Obviously, it's good old British weather. Snetterton is based out in East Anglia, as we know. And it doesn't look particularly sunny. So we'll have to see. And I do this evening in terms of how the race is going to pan out. What does that mean? Well, you will have to watch it, won't you, to find out. Usual format for the Sunday, we have a 15-minute qualifying session, which will take place after this free practice, and then we'll move into a full hours race, where we have one mandatory stop. You have to take fuel. Okay, so I know I mention this every Sunday, but if you're new to watching this part of FRL or this championship, it's very interesting, because if you stop and you take a litre of fuel, there's 25-second minimum pit time. So you could do your 25 seconds, take your fuel, not take tyres. So you save 5 seconds on the pit stop. But then you're going to have warm tyres towards the end of the race, where someone could take tyres and fuel, which would only be a 30-second pit stop. And obviously they're going to lose 5 seconds in that pit stop, but they will then have fresh rubber. So we have seen people try to do things slightly different with the pit stops, but we'll see how that all pans out. So, a bit of trivia for Snetterton. Not everyone may know a lot about Snetterton. As I say, it's in East Anglia. It's actually owned by the Jonathan Palmer Motorsport Vision Group. So, any of our F1 fans, obviously Jolyon Palmer was in F1. He's the son of Jonathan Palmer, who's obviously also a former racing driver. And obviously he had to earn his way in the sport and didn't get paid through the door. But anyway, enough on that. But yeah, it's quite interesting. I think there's a couple of tracks at the moment. We'll have a look at it from their perspective, and we'll try and digest the track, all the good bits, all the bad bits, all the difficult areas, and what they actually need to be thinking about during those 1 minute 47 seconds that they're pounding around there. Let's do Coops competition. I think everybody loves that, don't they? So every week I pop a interesting question. Hold on a minute, Dale's in on the live chat. You should be doing comms on the real fast top 10 in tier 2. Thanks, Dale. And a little dab he's put on there. Well done, mate. That's a great time, Dale. Why don't you come and join the fast guys in tier 1? Well, I don't know why they don't let you in. So here's your question. It's usually top, and it is this week. So Coops competition. Snetterton as a track is famous for pioneering what race format in the UK, and when did that start? Okay, that's your question. So we'll repeat that for everybody that's watching. Snetterton is famous for pioneering what race format in the UK, and what year did that start? So get your thinking caps on. Okay, we've got a few in there at the moment. Have a little think about that. Hold your answers. Okay. There's going to be a new rule on this one. You can't give me your answer till the end of qualifying. Okay, so you got 15, 16, 17 minutes to know the answer. Hold on to that and let me know at the end of qualifying. Obviously, whoever is successful will, of course, get a completely free setup, any car, any track. I think everyone's been pretty happy with those so far. So, yeah, that's what we've got on offer for everybody this evening. Actually, also, I want to say a big thank you to everybody. Great, you know, that makes me won't say no to some of that. Any likes and subscribes all help. And you find this evening, because the last 2 times I've watched him, I've been really impressed with him. His pace has been really good. It's just been the odd incident which has affected what's actually happened in the race, but the last 2 races has been right up there. In fact, he would have driven of the day in both of those races if it hadn't been for those incidents. So let's see if he can do something similar tonight in that Porsche. easy. As we watch him, and you can see we've got some headlights on. It looks like it's starting a little bit dark. I wonder what that could mean. Evan IRL, evening Coops. Yes, I know they are a little all over the place. I have a robot in here, and my internet is not great this evening. So, as Michael was saying in the interview, I need to just stay in one position, and that's what I'm going to do right now. That's it, I'm just staying in this one position, guys. I've got my head next to the PlayStation. I'm going to use it as a pillow, see if that helps. But yeah, so free practice is just coming to an end now. We're in the wait time, and then we'll get the 15-minute qualifying session underway. And then we can get on and do that lap guide. So, Graeme, Michael, absolutely nothing crazy there in third place. Lenny in fourth, to be expected. Look how close those times are. 9,000, 2.5 tenths, another tenth, and in the pink gag. Game of Dad. Euphoric station at 3.5 tenths, and then 6 tenths, 7.5 tenths. So the top 7 there are all pretty close. Then we've got DeWill, Marek, I Am Slow. Marpat is jumping in this evening as a reserve as well. So thank you for doing that, Marpat. Game of Dad, obviously he's just turned up, and then we've got Evan IRL and Uvalton. So we should, I think, have 1 or 2 more joining, but you never know. You keep them up in terms of the quality of comms. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll blame everybody for their internet connection for and me. Okay, so qualifying gets underway. Surprisingly, this man, oh look at this, everyone's coming out at the same time. Graeme is always first out the bat, so we will keep an eye on him. After doing his, we'll jump on board. Fast lap done. So again, apologies to everybody if this breaks up a little bit. Have been having some internet issues today, which you never want that when you're doing a live stream, really, when you're doing commentary, because people want to hear what's going on, and I want you to hear what's going on, but I'm sure it will be putting some heat into those tyres and brakes as he's preparing the car for his quick lap. We'll repeat question for competition after we've done the guide, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I can hear the connection in the background. Be kind. Right, let's get on board. Do all that, guys. Okay, so through Coram we come. Hard on brakes, left hand out. Don't want to touch that sausage curb, and onto the centre straight. As your pit lane is on the right hand side there, very tight pit lane with entry there. So down the centre straight up to the first corner, which is a right hander, which is Rich's, quite an open right hander. Looking for the board on the left, down to third gear, took her in. Those tyres aren't up to scratch yet. Anyway, on the run down now towards Wilson, which is a right hand hairpin, look for the 200 board. That will get taken out. We'll spot another braking mark on the way out of there. Bring the car across to the right hand side of the track, up towards Palmer, which is a sweeping left hander. Just have to back out of it a little bit and then get on the throttle there. Use the curve on the outside. The Merc's fine for doing that. And then we've got the run down towards Agostini, which is a really tight left hander. Look for the board on the right, hard on the brakes, tuck it in. Squeeze the power on, keep it to the right hand side, and then we've got Hamilton, which is a quick left hander. We just want to back off the power here, tuck her in. You almost want to, well, you want to be on that curb, get it back across the left hand side, look for the board there, hard down on the brakes to first gear, tuck her in. A nice right hander of Oggy's. You want to just slowly build the power through there as we go through Williams. and then we've got the big long back straight in front of us, so it's important that we get a good drive through Oggies and Williams there as we come up to this tricky left-right section. So this is Brundle. As soon as we get into that bridge, we're hard on the brakes, we're turning and braking at the same time, down to second gear, and then we're down to first. You try in there, you can't take that sausage curve on the right-hand side, through bomb hole. I had to say it, bomb hole, everybody. And then we've got to guess now, where do we come off the power? Over there, well held there, Graeme. As we go through Coram, hard on the brakes, avoid that sausage curb, and then we're going to get on the power here, all the runoff on the right hand side, and back onto the centre straight. So you can see it's quite an involved lap there. You're always doing something. And that was a 1:47.7 as he goes into Riches. So we'll come off that one for now. We've done a little lap guide on there. So Lely is actually quickest at the moment with a 47.760. Graeme is 24 thousandths behind that. And then Crazy is only 51. From what's going to happen, Marek's put in 49.4 maybe. And then others haven't set time yet. Well, I've got Michael as he comes across the line. Where's he going to put that McLaren? He puts that McLaren fourth, so he's a tenth and a bit down. And Traction Dave, wow, Traction, where did you come from, buddy? So Traction Dave's been sandbagging through practice by the look of it. He puts on provisional pole with a 47.6. So he's a clear tenth and a bit ahead of Lely. And then you've got Graeme, Crazies and Michael. Traction, that is a great lap. Well done you. Let's have a look and see what Euphoric State can get up to as he comes through Brundles and Nelson's there. You see that Porsche bouncing around as he's coming into bomb hole. As soon as you get that depression in the track there, you want to be straight back on the power in third gear, and then all the way up to Coram, you've just got to pick a point and just balance the car through there. Look for those bollards there, as you can see at the top of this page, hard on the brakes, and then get it tucked in for the centre. He can put up. And Euphoric State goes sixth, so he's quite a little bit off the pace there. I'm sure that will change. Crazies has just popped another lap in. He's gone 36. Oh wow! And then Lely. Okay, so everyone's starting to put some quick times in. Of the guys that should be putting their quick times in. Is that Gamer Dad coming across the line? Yeah. Let's see what the Pink Panther could do. Gamer Dad goes 10th. Actually, I'd just like to say we have given him a new name, and Gamer Dad is officially our very own Alien Hunter. Yeah, that's the name that he wanted, so that's what he's got. Michael's just coming across the line now as well, and then Traction's behind him. Michael goes second. What's Traction going to do? Traction goes third. Look at these two. Absolute nip and tuck. Well, if they're that close during the race and no one touches each other, we are in for an absolute treat this evening, no doubt about that. So, whilst we're looking at that, let's just. I Am Slow currently in 8th, so Marek's in 7th. I Am Slow is in 8th. He's just gone into the pits. The Will, Marpat, Gamer Dad, and then Yvolton, Evan, and Georgie Priest haven't set times yet. Let's go on board with Evan. Evan did extremely well on Tuesday. Let's repeat that question for Snetterton is famous for pioneering what race format in the UK? When did that start? Easy one, guys. Easy one. Euphoric State, I told you. Guys, he's chat this chap today. He's been on a couple of weeks and he goes provisional pole with a 47.2. That's a great lap, well done you. Lenny's a 10th behind, Michael's 3 tenths, Traction's 3.5 tenths, Crazy's 4 tenths. Lenny then goes pole, 6 thousandths quicker than Euphoric State. Can't they just have a breather? I mean, it's just relentless, isn't it? GT Jamie, hello buddy, how are you? It's in the live chat, hope you're well. GT Jamie, if you didn't get the question for Coops competition, I'll do it one more time. Snetterton is famous for pioneering which race format And when did that happen? Okay, if you know the answer, feel if there's a correct answer to qualifying finishes. And what a qualifying session we're having at the moment. Lenny's currently on provisional pole. We're looking at Euphoric State, who's 6 thousandths behind him. Michael Races is 3 tenths. Traction Dave's 3.5 tenths. Crazy's 4 tenths. IR Graeme 5 tenths. Half a second. So your top 6. That's unbelievable. Marek is doing a great job there. He's currently in 7th place in the pits. DeWill's in 8th. DeWill will get better. DeWill will. I am slow. The controller is in 9th, currently in the pits. Marpat is in 10th, standing as reserve tonight. Game with Dad in his pink Jag. He's in 11th. And then you've got your Volton, Evan IRL, who's standing in tonight as well. Oh, as Euphoric State probably tried to just snatch a little bit too much there through Coram and took a little bit of grass on him. And then we've got Georgie Priest and Fresh Brizzle has joined us in the 999 Bentley. As I say, Fresh Brizzle's already done a 2-hour race earlier on this evening, so kudos to him for being meant to get involved in Tier 1 at Snetterton. Right, let's see. Traction across the line. Coming down to Agostini as I came on, it breaks up again. And he's following your Volton through there. Right, Michael is our feature driver, so let's go. Okay, we need to build the power through these right-handers. We've got the whole back straight, so nice on the power there. Feather a little bit as we come down this back straight towards Brundle and Nelson. Be interested to see how the McLaren handles through here, because we are on the brakes as we're turning back now, and then on the brakes hard, trailing. That's nicely done, Michael. Through bump hole, watch the depression in the road. On the power, go. Helps the car grip up there, and then into Coram. Remember, Euphoric State, we got a little bit greedy there and took a bit of grass. Michael's okay at the moment, hard on the brakes into first, turn her in, missed the sausage curb onto the centre straight, and away we go. Okay, let's see what this time is going to do. He's currently in 3rd place. He is up by quite a lot. Bosh, there you go. And Michael's back. Pole for Michael, 4 minutes left to qualifying. But Euphoric State is only 21 thousandths behind him. This guy is unreal, man. I'm telling you, if he wasn't in that Porsche, or if it was a little bit more stable, I think if his setup was just a tiny bit more stable for him. Impressive me. He wants to mix it tonight. Lenny's in 3rd, Traction Dave's in 4th. Let's see who's on quick one. Who's 115 is Evan, so we'll get Evan, see how he's getting on. 216 at Georgie Priest it is, he's going to come across the line. Let's just see that one first in the Ferrari. Do what Georgie Priest can do. And maybe that one, quick at them on, maybe he invalidated that one. Evan goes up to 7th place, excellent effort there in the Evan IRL. 1.7 off the pace though, there's a big gap there. Look at that top 6 is all fairly close together, and then we do have a break between Traction and Evan. Marek's currently still in 8th place, DeWill in 9th, I am slow the controller 10th, Georgie Priest we're watching at the moment, we'll see this lap completed, is in 11th place, Marpat 12th, Game of Dad 13th, then your Volton and Fresh Brizzle. Now Fresh Brizzle might not come out and do a lap, he's probably just in and maybe having a drink and wiping his brow because he's so hot from his 2-hour race earlier on. But it's good to see Georgie racing. American drivers. Great guy. I've had him on before. If you want to get Georgie a bit more, go and find that driver interview that we did. Really nice chap. Okay. Set on this one. GT Jamie informs me that the board has just been smashed. Well, I'm not surprised, Jamie. at all. Guys. To ruin the suspense, let's see what you can do. Michael's gone quicker again. Euphoric State is now over a tenth behind as Georgie comes onto the centre straight. What's he going to do? Come on, Georgie. Put a good lap in, buddy. He does. Georgie Priest goes up to 8th. Well done, Georgie Priest. Good lap, mate. Number 4, that is Graeme. He's coming across the line now. Graeme goes 2nd, 10th. So these boys are all... And then here comes Letty. All the big hitters are out. They want that pole position. What's Letty going to do? Letty does improve, but he doesn't move himself anymore. So Michael is pole in the pits. Graeme is still out. So I'm assuming he's going to get a lap in. We'll come actually on board with that in a minute. So we can have a look at the splits. Euphoric State, he's in the pit, so he's not coming out to do another lap. He's happy with potentially 3rd place. Letty's in 4th, but he will also be on another quick lap. Then you've got Crazy's 5th in the pits, so his qualifying is done. Traction's still out on track, so he's got an opportunity to improve. Evan with a great effort in 7th place, he's in the pits. And then Georgie Priest, who is still out in 8th at the moment. Marek's in the pits 9th, DeWill's still out in 10th. I am slow 11th, Gamer Dad 12th, both sat in the pits currently. Yvolton's just gone across the line now. Let's see if... No, that's not Yvolton. That's me not seeing things properly. That was DeWill, I think, who just crossed the line. Yes, it was. So let's see what Yvolton does, and then we can catch up with the other guys. Come on, Yvolton. Come on, Chris. Well done. So Chris crosses the line to complete his lap. So qualifying is now finished. It's the lap you're on, guys. So don't invalidate, make it a good one. Georgie Priest is coming around, and who's behind Georgie Priest? Graeme. We'll switch to him in just a second. So is Georgie going to improve? Currently in 8th. Georgie does improve his time, doesn't improve his position. Are we going around for pole or not? Not 20,000. Michael races. Right, so Traction is the only guy who's going to take that from him. So let's see if Traction could take pole away from his best buddy. I won't say too much. He comes onto the centre straight. It's a good line on there. Uses all the exit. Come on, Traction. What are you going to do? He's ducked it in the pits. He's been paid. Michael's paid him. Traction. So, ladies and gents, again, Michael races pole position. Congratulations, Michael. He is our featured driver this week. No curse there, you see. So Michael's on pole. He's going to share the front row with IR Graeme, as usual. Those two having some good battles these days. Euphoric State, mammoth effort there, mate, to be in 3rd place on the same row as Lely 9. Crazies and Traction are then on row 3. And then you've got Evan IRL and Georgie Priest on row 4. Marek and DeWill on row 5, Marpat and I Am Slow on 6, Gamer Dad, Yvolton at row 7, and then Fresh Brizzle is bringing up the rear, but obviously he didn't set a time. So where are we going to go? Well, we've got to stay up the front. We're going to follow Euphoric State at the start, I believe. Okay, guys, so no one's given me an answer yet in Coops competition. So let's put it out again. You've got an hour to give me an answer on this one. Free setup, any car, any track, remember. So Snetterton is famous for pioneering which format of racing, and when did that happen? Let's have a think. What are the type of formats we have out there? We've got, well, I'm not going to say it because you'll probably guess one of them. So what did they pioneer and when? Okay, drop the answer out. And obviously the winner will get a free setup, any car, any track, as always. So we're just going to wait. We've got an optimal track at the moment. Ambient is 17 degrees. Track temperature is currently 20. So it is cool out there, and time is ticking. So it seems brightened up a little bit, which is good news. Is the weather going to play out? It's pretty sunny at the moment. So we'll have to see. just what goes on. Let's change camera view. We always like to start from the helicam so we can see everything that's going there. So you can see the cars are popping up there. They're all going into their setups, making any last minute changes, looking at those tyres, looking at their pit strategies now, as we discussed in free practice. As an hour's race, you can either stop just for fuel, which will be a 25-second minimum stop, or you can do fuel and tyres, which is 30 seconds. So you guys figure that out. You 2 seconds in the pit stop by taking tyres but have fresh tyres at the end, or you try and gain 5 seconds by not taking tyres and then maybe having slightly worn towards the end of the race. Georgie Priest, good luck drivers and thanks for the comms, Coop, you're very much welcome. Dave Keane says brick car. Wow, great qualification, well done Michael. Indeed, it was a great lap. No Dave, it's not brick car. Think along those lines, okay? So Snetterton is famous for pioneering what format of racing in the UK? Come on guys. Do it. I believe in you all. So we've got 1 minute 30 to commence the formation lap. Anyone's new watching, you know where the drivers are. Michael is just ridiculously fast. Graeme is ridiculously fast. Euphoric State is ridiculously fast. But has had a couple of issues over the last couple of weeks, so hopefully if he can iron those out, he'll cement himself up there. Lenny's ridiculously fast. Crazies is a multiple championship winner within FRL. He's ridiculously fast. Traction Dave is Michael's best mate. Those two, I would suggest, train together. That's the way you want to phrase it. He's ridiculously fast. Well, everybody is. So we're going to have a very close race. Hopefully it won't be ruined with any contact. Eyes are on you boys, so keep it clean. And we'll just have to see how the strategies play out and who can get the tyres warmed up, who's bravest. It's all to think about, isn't it? I'll run a side competition as well, guys. Evan says, good luck all, I have no rhythm here at all. EU after the next 60 minutes. Mate, plug away, get those braking points, hit those apexes. It will come, mate. It will come. You've already got the pace, you've just got to get used to it. Yeah, so competition I'm going to run is, so for those of you that may or may not be aware, I set myself a little goal when I started doing the comms, and that was to, well, a bit of a dream really, to see, I wonder if I could get 100 people to sub my channel, so just that I could have a normal sort of YouTube name, i.e. YouTube 5771 hashtag love you, Christmas is great, and all that sort of stuff. So slowly we've been plugging away on that, and we're now at 78, so we need 22 more people to subscribe to the channel, and whoever becomes my 100th subscriber, if that ever happens, and I hope it does, will get a special prize from me. Nice little bit of merch that I'm having a look at the moment, as a thank you. So spread the word. I'll tell you what, somebody create 22 YouTube channels, yeah, and just subscribe. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? I'm joking. Formation is underway. I believe we do have a guided one on this evening. I mean, but a guided formation lap is within ACC. You have to stay within a certain area, a green box, if you like, your optimum spacing to the cars in front, and then it will hold you in terms of a speed, and then let you go on green. So Michael's out in front, he's warming up his tyres. I am ground behind him. Euphoric State, Lely. This is going to be an absolutely crazy start. Chris Williams says, I'm on it. Oh, is that you're on it and creating more accounts, or are you on Google looking at the answer to the Coops competition? I'd like to know which one. Either way, thanks. Right, down the back straight towards Brundle and Nelson. Yeah, a little bit of a spurt going on there. That's a lot. Michael, slow that down, young sir. back the pack up. Still, I suppose it lets everyone warm their tyres and brakes up, doesn't it? And Michael does control the pace if it's not on a guided one, which is probably what's happening here, if I'm honest with you. Right, that's the questions. As we come round Coram, I like to call it Coram Curve because it's a big curve, isn't it? I'm going to call it that. Coram Curve, there we go. And then we're going through the last left-hander onto the start-finish straight, creating the accounts. Okay, thanks. Right, so here we go, ladies and gents. Everyone's formed up 2 by 2. They're ready, they're thinking now how they're going to enter that turn 1. And we wait. And we wait. And we wait. And we still wait. And we wait. And they're going to go now. And they're off. And they're off. Right, Michael gets a good start there. IR Graham's just behind him. Euphoric State's got the inside line into turn 1. Lely, we've got any late breakers? Graham just gave Michael a little love tap there. So we're all okay going through there at the moment. Let's change view. Graham's oh wow, Graham dived inside there, and that's pushed Michael off. Euphoric State, look at that, he's got a run. Euphoric State's going to take the lead of the race, and he does take the lead of the race. And Michael wants to take that position back. I think Graham may have let that one happen. I think Graham got a little bit too hot on the brakes there. Traction Dave's right behind him, as you can see, and then Lely's not 4th anymore. Lely must be 5th. Traction Dave looking around the outside. It's all getting a little bit interesting in there, guys. We've got 2 off at the top up there. Who's that at the top? And Crazies has turned around, and so has Evan IRL. So, Gamer Dad, he was hoping earlier on in the Discord that there may be a little bit of bumpy so he can make up some positions, and that certainly seems to have happened at the moment. So we'll keep an eye on all those bits that are going on. So Euphoric State currently leads the race. Well done to him. He's 6, nearly 7 tenths ahead. Michael in 2nd, closely followed by Graham. And then we've got Traction and Lely just behind. So the top 5 are all still in the hunt. Who's the front? Is that Georgie Priest? The timing screens haven't sorted themselves out yet. So we will, and there's another incident there. Well, it's all going on today. Someone's turned around there. So Gamer Dad's just lost a position. Georgie Priest moves up on Gamer Dad, and then I think that's Evan IRL who's on the back of them. Your Volton is currently sat there with Marek at the back, and Marpat is behind them. I am slow. McLaren is back off. He was the guy who was actually turned around there. Didn't see what happened though. So as we're coming on to the second lap, Euphoric State is still leading. You can see Michael has closed that gap down by 3 tenths, nearly 4 tenths. So he's probably looking just to get the car in the window, tyre-wise, and then he's going to look to mount a challenge. I am very, very certain of that. Well, Graham's still in 3rd place, Traction in 4th, no change there, and then Lely in 5th. So Lely's just hanging on to the back of this lot, just having a watching brief, and then DeWill in the eye. Well, I'm going to need sunglasses watching him all race. So DeWill's done really well. He's got his Jag up to 6th. Fresh Brizzle there in 7th place. And then equally colourful Bentley. Remember, Fresh Brizzle didn't qualify. So he's done extremely well, taking advantage of some of those issues there. Crazies has got himself back going again. He's in 8th place. And then you've got Georgie Priest, Evan and Gamer Dad. So Evan's made a move on Gamer Dad somewhere there, which won't please him. Your Volton's in 12th. He looks like he's going to just about to get into a nice battle with Marpat. Then you've got Marek and I Am Slow. So this one, apart from the top 2, is the closest battle on track. Let me just have a quick look at Michael. No, they've spread out a little bit. So let's have a look at Marpat and your Volton. Let's get on board. Let's see what this looks like. So we've got Ferrari versus McLaren on the back straight, coming up towards Brundle's and Nelson's. It's definitely going to jump down the inside there. No, because you've got to cut him off. He does, but your Volton has lost the back end there because he was too off, and that allows Marpat to move up a position. I'm sure your Volton won't be too happy with that, but all over the back of Marpat, we've got Marek in the Beamer, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. What an opening lap. Yes, I totally agree. Which circuit, Jan Montana? We are at Snetterton, my friend. And Euphoric State is amazing in that Porsche. Yes, he is very good in that Porsche. I have to agree. Keno, I have to agree with you there, mate. So let's go back up front. And let's have a look at that Porsche. Let's have a look at it. Listen to that car and watch how she handles. She looks pretty twitchy though as we go into Hamilton. On the brakes. You can see Michael's leading that train there. Sorry, this is Hamilton's. As we come into Oggy, so get the car over on the left hand side. Look at that board, hard on the brakes, down to first gear. Second for him in the Porsche, okay. And we want to slowly build the power through there as we come up to Williams, and then got to get a good exit out of here because you've got big back straight. That is a good exit. Let's see how the others are faring. Might as well have a look from the rear wing. See what it looks like going through Brundle and Nelson's. Nice down change in there. And another one on the power. She handles very nicely. There's a battle right on there. We need to get onto that quickly. IR Graham and Traction Dave. Those two are becoming very friendly, I think. Obviously he's trying to hunt down Dave's mate Michael, hard on the brakes. And then Lenny's just holding on there in place. And then we've got DeWitt in that really bright Jag you saw in the background there. So I wouldn't say things are stagnant. I think everybody's just trying to keep things tidy, trying to get into the rhythm. And he's gone deep there. That's going to allow Traction to come up. Oh, that was very close. That was very close. Traction thought he'd probably get a sniff there, but it was probably wise to back out, otherwise that could have spun both of them around at that point of the track. Right, let's have a look at the timing. So these boys, no change there still. We'll keep an eye on all of this. So we've got these five. DeWitt is still in 6th place, and then you've got Crazies who's right on the back of DeWitt. Let's have a look at that. Crazies, by the way, ladies and gents. Obviously we're going to do a little bit of a special interview with Crazies because he last week managed to get his 100th, that is correct, his 100th podium within FRL, which is astonishing. 100 podiums. He's an amazing driver. Amazing driver. So he's chasing down DeWitt. That's opened up a little bit now, as you can see. At that part, so no change at the top. DeWitt Crazy says half a second. We'll just keep a watching brief on this one. Fresh Brizzle is in 8th place, 4 seconds down the road. Then Evan IRL is currently in 9th in the Lexus. Georgie Priest top 10 at the moment, so that's good. Crazy looks to put him, not a move, he's just showing him his nose. He's wanted him to go wide round there, or maybe get out of shape on the brakes. That Aston does pull quite nicely. But the Jag, she is no slouch. Game with Dad in 11th, Marpat 12th. Marek is right on the back of Marpat. That is the closest one on track, so we'll just see if anything happens with these guys into turn 1. Well, we're going to have 2 battles developing here, aren't we? So, Marpat, I am slow. So, oh my word, Lenny, has Lenny taken that position? So Euphoric State still leads, so this is a great opening stint from him. Obviously took advantage of some of those issues that happened at the beginning there. And it looks like, so Traction Dave's definitely had a problem. Look how far he's dropped down the pack there, so that's Crazies, and actually Crazies has just put a move on DeWitt as well. So Crazies, opportunistic as ever, manages to take 2 places. So Traction's had an issue and he's dropped himself down from 4th to 6th. So that puts DeWitt right in the mix as well. Crazies is now free to go on a little hunt, which I'm 100% sure that he will do. Michael's a second off there. Graham's a 1.1 off there as well. So their gaps at the moment. Euphoric State is driving extremely well. Traction Dave obviously fancies trying to get that position back as they go through Nelson's. There's a nice tight line through there, and in the background Fresh Brizzle in the 999 Bentley, you can see He was just coming into the picture there. Gamer Dad and Marek, they may just have swapped over. I Am Slow's currently still 13th. Marpat and then Yvolton bring up the rear of the grid. Fresh Brizzle even went off. Yeah, Fresh Brizzle went off. You saw that in the background there. So, what's Traction going to do? Is he going to get a run? Let's listen to that Jag. He moves over there slightly towards the middle of the track. As my internet goes completely bonkers. I just heard that. Still happening. Run down to Wilson's. Just about. Yeah, you can see, look, there's damage on the front of Tractions and McLaren there, so he's probably got spat off somewhere. And went into the wall. So you can see on the mini-map, top left-hand corner, the top 4 there. Still gaps nicely. Crazies, all the while these two are battling, and Tractions was down there, he's a little bit wide coming out of there. So all the while these two are battling, you can see the front Crazies is slowly just eking that out. 2-second gap now, so he can breathe, and he can now just concentrate on putting in consistent laps, which he will hope, no doubt, will catch up to the back of Lely. So just keep an eye on those splits. At Crazies is 5 seconds, he was about 5.5 seconds on that last split, so 5.8 seconds off Lely. Keep an eye on that. Traction's thinking about going for a move into Brundles. I mean, you're asking for trouble there. It just clips the sausage curb, which is going to slow his momentum as they go through bomb hole there and then onto the Coram curve. That all looks pretty safe at the moment. So, where are the other quick battles, the other close battles? This is your closest battle on track, without a doubt. Let's see the difference. Let's see the difference in our drives. Right, ladies and gents, we need a winner for the competition. Famous that of racing. And in what year did that happen? So, think about it. Snetterton pioneered a certain type of race format in the UK quite a while ago, well, 40 odd years ago. That'll give you a tip. So these two are still the closest battle on track at the moment. Traction will be desperate to get that position back, but DeWill is an extremely good driver. He's got a couple of championships under his belt. You know, he knows the tracks well, he knows the cars well, likes to do his own setups. Fresh Brizzle is still hanging on the back of those two. So out up front, Euphoric State is still 1.3 seconds ahead of Michael, no real change there, and he's still 1.3 seconds ahead of IR Graeme. So, and Michael's just pulled that gap down to half a second, so I'm going to have a quick look at that. I am going to have a look at that. Let's go on board with Euphoric State. So whether Euphoric's had a slight incident, and you can see IR Graeme is right there as well, just waiting for a mistake. Not going to make a move there. It's a bit of understeer there. Michael gets a good drive out of there. Graham's just in the background. Once they got Hamilton's, you see a bit of understeer starting to happen, oversteer there, sorry. Hard on the brakes, down to second for him. Oh, he's gone first this time. Michael closes up. Graham is closing up on him as well. So Graham's under 2 seconds behind. Wait there, a little bit of a correction for some understeer, and then on the power as we go down the back straights. The Brundles and Nelson's in. Euphoric State hasn't been in this position before, folks. Michael knows what it's like to chase down at the front of the pack, as does Graeme. Euphoric State hasn't been sat in first place, so he's going to be under pressure. He's going to be looking at the time as well. I'm thinking, right, I've got to do this for 45 and a bit minutes. No problem. See how bad that back end's going to want to come round. Gets on the power nicely. The other thing with the Porsche that we know, she's very aero dependent, and obviously in terms of the fuel load and where the fuel Porsche, as the race progresses, she will get more and more leery as the fuel burns off, because the weight that the fuel's adding to help with that balance, that won't be there anymore. Graeme is closer to Michael there, you can see that. So 6 temps between Euphoric State and Michael, under a second then to Graeme. So Graeme is hunting nicely. Let's go on, let's stay on Euphoric State. Lenny is still in 4th place. Crazies, it was 5 points because it's at 5.5. Michael nearly had that move done there. Let's get back on board. We had some great racing the other night that we managed to get on board. Into Oggies, on the brakes. Just Michael's car, I think Euphoric State may be holding him up there, because obviously Graham's all over the back of him as well now. You don't want to be making a move that's going to compromise you or anyone else, but it may be that Euphoric State is looking more in those rear mirrors than what's going on in front of him. As we go through Brundles again. Yeah, I think Michael's definitely quicker in that section. He's got a good run out of there. Has he got to make the move? No, you can't make a move through there. And that's obviously caused him to back out a little bit as they're coming into Coram. You can see Graham's thinking about lining up a move into this left-hander. Is Graeme going to make a move on Michael? All while Euphoric State is trying to keep clear of the boys. He's under some serious pressure right now, but he's handling it extremely well. Oh, he's weaving about, so I think he's losing tyre temp already. It will be cooling down. You can clearly see that the sun, we did have a little sunset earlier on, so that's on its way down. Euphoric State's got some lights on there as well, so we are going to have a transitional race, so maybe his tyres have already cooled too much, so we're keeping on. Lenny's still 4th, Crazy's still 5th, DeWill is currently still in 6th place. Great drive from him so far. Fresh Brizzle is 7th, Georgie Priest is up to 8th, Evan IRL, who's standing in tonight, is in 9th. Well done. Marek Mariola is 10th, and again, so he's gone deep in there again. Every lap he's doing that. So I think he's either got his eye on what's going on behind him too much. I Am Slow is 12th, and then Traction Dave 13th, Uvolton 14th, and Marpat 15th. Traction, Uvolton and Marpat have pitted, so they've elected to get rid. Now look at this, what a great view we've got here, guys. So we've got Graeme chasing Michael, I'm chasing Euphoric State, and this is the podium all together, which we like. And ourselves on the back straight, coming down towards Brundles. Do we think Michael's... Oh, Euphoric just touched that there. Yeah, Graham's waiting for something to happen here. Euphoric State's car, she is not settled, and Michael can see that. So Euphoric State is, whether he's making the mistakes, or again, whether it's the tyres, whether they've started to cool, you can see Michael seems more confident. Graham's just waiting to see if something happens. Anyone jumping in the pits? No, so top 3 stay out. As we come into Riches, Michael shows his nose. He's not making a move there, surely. No, he thinks a bit, tucks it back in. You can see Euphoric State's all out of shape. Michael misses him. Oh, wow! And then Graham's gone through. Graham's gone through on the inside as Michael was busy keeping out of the way. They're going to touch again? No. So, as you were, ladies and gents, Graeme and Michael in 1st and 2nd place. These two are now going to have, well, round 7 of their battle, which I'm really looking forward to, by the way. That was a great piece of, well, I'm glad we caught that. That was unfortunate, Euphoric State. You're still running though, or are you? Lenny's got up to third. Euphoric State is there. Where's Crazies? So Crazies is trying to close him down. So we've now only got six and a bit tenths between Graeme and Michael. Lenny's in third place. I think he'll just be quite happy being there, not getting any trouble. Crazies is now elevated to fourth place. Again, Mr. Consistency. You can see those lights are on, people. Euphoric State is fifth. DeWill fourth with Fresh Brizzle all over the back of him. Let's have a little look at this. We haven't watched Fresh Brizzle that much at the moment. He's chasing down his colour twin. Oh dear. I think... And just wanted to make sure we could still see them on the cameras. But hey, whatever works. What's the gap we got between these two? Half a second. No correct answers in the Coops competition yet, guys, as DeWill gets a little bit out of shape there. Fresh Brizzle. He's like around here. As we go into Corum. Never ending right hand down where you watch the throttle on the right hand side. It's just balancing all the time. Picking that braking point and getting nowhere near that sausage curve on the inside, and then off we go. Someone's just ducked it in the pits in front of me, and that is Euphoric State. So it was a tyre issue as we got to Riches. Fresh Brizzle, is he going to make a move? He shows his nose, then tucks back inside. Wasn't quite as aggressive as what Michael did earlier on. As we'll come down to Wilson's, again showing the nose, trying to make DeWill go a little bit deep. That's a good drive out of there. Traction control working hard. He's got that on 5. Left-hander Palmer on the power. So, and I hope other things aren't happening, but we need to stay on this because it is the closest battle on track. Up towards Hamilton. No. Oh, he's gone for it. Fresh Brizzle's lunged up the inside. That was a good move. He's got the move done. Well done. So, DeWill loses that place. Fresh Brizzle is up to 5th place as he goes through Hamilton's. Gets a little bit of oversteer there on the brakes into Oggy's. So far keeping that Jag behind him. He needs to calm down now and just make sure he can get the next few corners absolutely nailed. And DeWill is now going to plot his comeback in that Jag. So well done, a Fresh Brizzle. Excellent driving there. Michael's still half a second behind. Lenny's still third, Crazy's fourth. Then we've got DeWill and Fresh Brizzle who've just swapped places. Didn't look all that secure. Wide there, that is definitely going to give. And he did the right thing. So these two have swapped again. What a great battle these two are having, and I'm sure that is not going to change anytime soon. So, Ironflow's been in the pits, Euphoric State's been in the pits, Traction's been in the pits, Evolton and Marpat has also been in the pits. Graham's at the moment, if you remember, Euphoric State took the lead on the first lap and then held that lead for quite a while. Would appear the tyres went off, and then he lost it out of turn 1. Michael did well to avoid him. But with taking that avoiding action, that allowed Graeme to be really opportunistic and just pile straight down into turn 3 into the right-hand hairpin. And they are as you are at the moment. Lenny's been keeping a watching brief for most of the race, not getting any trouble whatsoever in the Bentley. He just plodded along to get some good points there and pick up any pieces and crazies. Well, he's moved up through the field very, very nicely, taking advantage of some couple of errors from people, but he currently finds himself in 4th. DeWill and Fresh Brizzle that we're looking at the moment. These two have swapped round twice in the last 2 laps, so having a great little battle. And then we've got Georgie Priest is in 7th place, is 8 seconds down the road. But you can see behind these two, we've got Traction Dave, who's obviously wanting to unlap himself, having done that pit stop. Evan IRL's doing really well in 8th place. Marek is in the top 10, and Gamer Dad is currently sat in 10th place in the pink Jag, and we will have a look at Gamer Dad a little bit later on. Euphoric State, he's pitted, I'm Slow's pitted, Traction, Evolton and Marpat have also all pitted. And that's where we are. 36 minutes and a bit. Oh, who's that? So Fresh Brizzle's gone off there. Oh dear, and that's happy with that mistake. So scamper away. Lights. We are dark, people. We're turning into a night race. Actually, around Snetterton, half an hour around here in the dark. It's going to test these boys. And if the weather plays any part as well, who knows? So I think the smart money at the moment is on people running a little bit longer, so that when they do come into the pits and change the tyres, they can make sure they're putting tyres on which have probably got a higher PSI, so that they'll run hotter for longer. I think that should be the plan, and certainly that's what I would be doing, rather than jumping early. Have your tyre pressures that you think are okay, and then if they start going off as the race continues to cool, I mean, look at it now, we've got ambient of 12 and a track temp of 12. Track temp has come down 8 degrees since the start of the race, which is a lot, and it will continue to come down. So this race is by no means a foregone conclusion in terms of where everybody is. There's a lot of strategy that is still to come. But in terms of closest battles, this is it at the moment. Your top two, again, renewing their love affair. Dave says, wow, great anticipation at the front, guys. First 24-hour race in Britain. Keno, round of applause. Well done, mate. Yes, you are correct. In 1980, Snetterton ran the first 24-hour race. And they ran that from 1994, and it was mainly for sports and saloon cars. There you go. So well done, Keno. You are the winner of Coops competition this week. I think that's the second one you've won. So please let me know in the Discord, track and car combination. Congratulations. Right, we're on board with Graeme. So as the sun goes away, what little light these guys can provide is going to be needed, and it would probably be really nice if no one took out those boards for people's brake markers, because, well, there's nothing else. It's just going to be pitch black. We're going to be driving on feel, basically, as we come into Hamilton's, then into Oggy's, hard on the brakes. Oh, yeah, Michael, you can see there's a battle going on in the background there. That looked like it was a very bright Jag, which was probably DeWitt. Graeme gets all out of shape there. Michael didn't, so you would assume he's going to have a bit of extra momentum, but just look at the pull on that Merc. She's absolute dynamite in a straight line as we took her in. Tyres. She doesn't look too happy. Michael is still there. See, now Graeme will be, as we said last week, when these two got into their very, very close battle in tacos, there was a lot of psychology in it from Graeme and Michael's point of view. This is now playing exactly the same scenario, just in different cars, because Graeme fainted. Graeme fainted to the pits then, I like it. But now Graeme's going to be very wary, because when they were in tacos on Tuesday at Brands Hatch, Graeme made a mistake and went off track. Such was the pressure that Michael was putting on him. So that will be in his mind. We have to do that again. So it's going to play out. Let's actually change that view. It's going to play out how it does. Right, let's have a quick look everywhere else. So Lenny is still running in third place. He's 6 seconds off the pace. Crazies is holding fourth. So he's doing a good job there. 8.5 seconds behind Lely. Can't see him closing that one down. DeWitt fifth. Georgie Priest is up to 6th place. Great work on there, Georgie. Evans in 7th, currently in the Lexus. Marek is in 8th, and Gamer Dad is in 9th. So Euphoric State, Fresh Brazil, Traction, I Am Slow, Yvolton and Marpa from 10th down to 15th have all made their pit stop. Gamer Dad in that pink Jag, look at her, look how beautiful she looks in the lights there. He'll be happy with that, won't he? He'll be happy with showing how beautiful she looks there. He comes in for his pit stop. I was at Euphoric State, just go. No change at the front. These two are still battling it out. 31 minutes they've got to do this for. And I'm sure they will be like this for 31 minutes. Got no doubt about that whatsoever. Still, he's got to be content with third. Another strong points finish, and obviously he is in a good position if anything happens to those two. So, Graeme has pulled the plug and come into the pits, and has Lely. So, Michael is now clean out front. There's your Volton there. Has he gone off or is he on? No, he's on track. Sorry, Volton. It's just on the mini-map. It looked like that was going a little bit slower. So, Michael is clean out in front. 13, nearly 14 seconds on Crazies. Graham's in the pits. Lely's in the pits. Now, what are these going to do as Michael goes off? So, Michael's pushing hard. He knows he needs to push hard. What are they going to do? They're going to do the 25-second fuel only, or they're going to do the 30-second fuel plus tyres. I would suggest, in conditions and what they may be, I would get some tyres as well, because you want fresh rubber and you want warm, fresh rubber. That waits to be seen what's actually happened there. So, halfway in the race, this is the British GT3 Sundays. We are round 3 at Snetterton. We had an absolutely blistering qualifying session. The top 5 and 6 were all only within a couple of tenths of each other. Traction Dave did amazing in qualifying, as did Euphoric State, who put it in 3rd. Really good start to the race. Euphoric State leading, tyres went off, and then Michael and Graeme have been having their usual battle out front. But we currently have the pit stops taking place. So Michael comes through Coram. Is he going to drop it in the pits this lap? Let's have a look. Is he? He is. Hard on the brakes. Don't hit that wall, Michael. Gets us slowed down. Okay, so you know what we've got to do now, ladies and gents. Now we've got to go and see where Graeme is. So Michael's just pulling in now. And there's Graeme. Okay, so he's coming through Williams at the moment onto the back straight. Let's keep an eye on this. So he's going full tilt. He's had a lap to warm his tyres up. Michael's currently sat in the pits. He's going to hope he's put the right pressures on there for when he comes out. Graham's coming up towards Brundle. There you go, and then through Nelson's. Michael is still sat in the pits. Graham's coming up through Bomb Hole now. And then to Coram Corner. Right, this is going to be so interesting. Right, DeWill's in the pits as well. So, Michael's off. Graham's coming through the last corner. So, Michael regains the lead at this stage. He does regain the lead. So, did he take tyres? I'm going to have a look and see what that gap is now. So, it's important that Michael can get those tyres up to temperature. So, there is an 11-second gap between them. Two things have happened there. One, Graham's had an issue on his outlap, or got stuck behind a lot of traffic in his outlap and couldn't get by. Or two, Graham took tyres and Michael didn't. Remember, there's a 5-second gap between fueling and no tyres and fuel and tyres. So you would have to assume, look, now they've sorted themselves out, Graham's 5 seconds behind. They were probably 3 or 4 tenths apart when they pitted, so I think Michael, well, I don't know, we'll find out at the end, but I think Michael may have elected not to take tyres there and go with fuel only stop, which is why there's a 5-second gap. We will see, we'll find that out later on. So Crazies is now your leader coming into the pits to do his stop. Georgie Priest is in 2nd place. Georgie, do another lap. Go on, Georgie, do another lap so you could be leading the race. Although now Ferrari does not look happy, to be fair. Now Georgie come in the pits. Maybe Georgie can't see because it's so dark. Who knows? And Marek is currently running 3rd. So these guys haven't pitted yet. What are you going to do, Georgie? He's going to pit. Yeah, Georgie comes into the pit. Sensible move, I think. She didn't look particularly happy there. So Marek's going to pit as well. So everybody completes their pit stops. Michael's coming across the start-finish straight. He's got a 4.5-second gap back to Graeme. So Graeme has pulled that down by 7 tenths from the last lap, which is pretty impressive. Although he's got a lap of extra heat in his tyres. So we're going to see how all this goes. Crazies. Do you know what? You gotta love that guy. Look what's happened there. Michael has gained the lead of the race because of what I think's happened. Graham's now only under 4 seconds behind, so Graham's going a lot quicker. I do think I'm correct. I think Michael didn't take tyres. I think Graham did, and you can see the relative pace of that at the moment because he is just absolutely eating into that lead. But Crazies has just lost that place. I was going to say Crazies has got himself up to third. Maybe the timing screens weren't correct there because timing screens weren't correct. However, we've got a battle developing here. Euphoric State is back to the early-ish pit stop. Dave Keane is a Michael fan. Good. Euphoric State, is he quick enough to close down Crazies? I'm still keeping an eye on top. It's now 3.1. That's come down by a good two seconds in the last 3 laps, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. Belay again is in third place. Keep watching brief. Crazies is in fourth. Euphoric State, who we know got great pace because he qualified third and was leading the race at the start of this. He had his earlier pit stop and has been coming back through the field, so he is back up to 5th place. Behind Crazy, so Battle is going to murder within a couple of laps. The win in 6th, him and Fresh Brizzle, they haven't stopped having their battle yet, as you can see. They've been swapping places all evening, having a really great fight, so I'm expecting some mutual back-patting in the Discord afterwards from these two. I'm sure they're both smiling and cursing at the same time. Evan IRL's having a great race. He's standing in tonight in the Lexus. He's currently in 8th place, and Georgie Priest a more than respectable 9th, as Fresh Brizzle has another little off there. That's the difference between those two at the moment. DeWill has been, I feel, a little bit more consistent. IR Graham's got that under 3 seconds now, and Euphoric State has dropped a couple of tenths on Crazy, so those two seem to be gapping each other. As I say, Georgie Priest, a great job at the moment in 9th place in the Ferrari. Georgie hasn't had loads of time to get on and do practice recently. I'm sure, if any of you remember, Georgie's got about 500 and he worked very hard, as you need to. It's a lot of mouths to feed, so he's been extremely busy. Marek's doing a great job in 10th. I actually said to Marek if he ever wanted to do the driver interview, said he'd need to use Google Translate. I said, don't worry. We talk to loads of people from Scotland, so why have to use Google Translate, especially for your Volton? So Marek's doing a great job. He is currently, there we go, this is, let's get into this one. So yeah, Marek is currently in 10th place, but we need to have a look at this back, gents. This is for 4th and 5th place. Over the last couple of laps, Euphoric State has been gradually pulling this time down, and as you can see, it's now only 7 tenths. Crazies will be aware of the pace of Euphoric State. If we do battle and they get together and it's all nice and clean, that's really good, but Euphoric State doesn't have another incident. Oh dear, Crazies has got all out of shape there and the run down to Wilson, so that's going to allow, yeah, he's definitely going to run wide in there. He's going to have dirty tyres as well. Euphoric State goes for the move, and there's Crazies holding that inside line. Now we've got a game on, peeps. I see lovely control there from Euphoric State. You could just hear it start to whine on the brakes to Palmer. Crazies look like you're going a little bit deep there as we get on the run now down towards Hamilton. You just want to back off a little bit and throw her in. This is some great driving by these two. Pull it onto the left hand side, hard on the brakes for Oggies, down to first gear. Both trying to set each other up for that long straight, no doubt. Feed the power on there. Through Williams in third gear, on the power, go in the run down towards Brundle and Nelson. Crazies has done extremely well there. He looked like he was a little bit out of control, but he's composed himself and he's doing what he does best. as we come through Brundles into Nelson. Okay, so these two seem to be gapped again now. It's up to a second. Let's have a look at what's happening elsewhere. So Graeme is still just under 3 seconds behind Michael, so those two seem to have levelled out a bit now. On those new tyres, maybe they've worn a little bit now. Has dropped by a degree again. Crazy's in fourth, State obviously in fifth, watching that battle at the moment. DeWill is now on his own in sixth place. Where is he? Very difficult to see Jag. What's doing it? We'll look at Game of Dad in a minute. So, DeWill, yeah, is in sixth place on his own at the moment. Evan IRL is promoted to seventh. He's about 7 and a bit seconds behind him. Fresh Brizzle's dropped down to 8th after he had that issue. He's a couple of seconds behind Evan. And then Marek is now up to 9th. Georgie Priest 10th. So those two have swapped over. Maybe Georgie's not having the best of times. They're not too far away from each other in that Ferrari. Track there. She doesn't look happy, does she, actually? So Track finds himself in 11th place. Gamer Dad in 12th. I Am Slow in 13th. Yvolton 14th. And Marpat is in the pits 4 laps down. I'm assuming, unless he's had some pretty huge damage, that Marpat's sitting this one out. So Yvolton there gets out of the way for Michael. That was very nicely done. Again, one of the great things about FRL, the driver etiquette is extremely good. Like, it even goes all the way up there and cuts a bit of grass, Yvolton. No matter what car. Get out of the way of Graeme, though. Graeme comes through, so Graeme's 2.8 now behind. So Yvolton again does the gentlemanly thing, little flash. We're all saying thank you, thank you, thank you. We love all those good bits. So keep it out of the way, not getting involved in those battles, which is definitely the right thing to do. So Yvolton probably had an amazing race this evening in that McLaren. He is still getting used to her though. But, you know, you can't complain. You're in Tier 1. Everyone that's in Tier 1 should be there on merit. Not Marek. And doing really well. So I Am Slow in his controller. Well, with his controller in his McLaren. He's not had a particular race. We saw that he was spun round towards the start. Oh, and there we go. It's the first one. But hey, look how beautiful this looks under the lights. Look at that. Gamer Dad coming through Nelson's. We haven't had a look at Gamer Dad too much today. The other gaps above are okay. So let's go on board with Mr. Setup. Oh, obviously I pressed the wrong button there, so we'll start that bit again. Mr. Setup. Oh, look at the lighting inside that Jag. Let's have a listen to her. Pure aggression on this car. Into turn 1, see how she handles on this lap. Not bad. Traction control on 8, that might be a smart move. Oh, obviously, if you guys didn't catch it, we did our first FRL podcast last Wednesday, so it's myself, Gamer Dad, and Yvolton. We sat around for about an hour and 20 minutes. We chat. It was brilliant. Well, it was informative. A little bit of humour in there. So join us. Well, yeah, join us this week, Wednesday, 10 o'clock, on the FRL YouTube channel, where we've got another, well, a very special guest actually, to discuss something pretty monumental and discuss all things FRL from what's been going on this week. So Gamer's got that Jag. She looks pretty stable. She might not be the quickest at the moment, but she's not giving him too many issues, which is good. So Graeme and Michael is 3 seconds dead. Lenny's still in 3rd place. Crazy's then in 4th. How far away is Euphoric? So you can see on the mini-map at the bottom, those two are still chasing each other down. That would be the closest battle on track at the moment. So let's stick on it. Let's do it from a slightly different camera angle. Oh no, that isn't the closest on track. There's a big gap there, isn't there? Well, it's nice to see Snetterton at night time though. See those brake discs glowing, well, always glowing, which I don't think is that realistic if I'm totally honest with you, but there you go, they are glowing and they look good. They sound good. We're going to have a move there. Look, I am slow, moves out the way, blue flags waved as you can see on the left hand side. Little blink there from Euphoric State and a blink from Iron Slow, just acknowledging everybody is definitely playing by the rules. 15 minutes left of this race. Michael is currently still out in front. He is our featured driver this evening, remember. Michael Graeme is in second place, Lely third. Crazies is lonely in fourth. Euphoric State looks lonelier in fifth. DeWill sixth. Fresh Brizzle seventh. I bet those two would love to reacquaint themselves for another battle before the end of this race. Evan IRL members are standing this evening in 8th, Georgie Priest 9th, Murray in 10th. That is your top 10. And then we've got Traction, Gamer Dad, I Am Slow, Yvolton, evidently sitting out the rest of this one. Dave Keane says, will you be chatting on podcast about what you think will happen with the update and what you think will happen with the PS4 and the PS5? Yes, that is one of the big topics that we're going to look to discuss. We've all got slightly different views on that one, and it's going to affect all of us, isn't it? Whether we're PS4 or PS5, what's going to happen within the league. There's lots of things to discuss on that, which all the admin guys were always thinking and chatting behind the scenes. So, I mean, obviously, we'll make sure everyone's covered, so don't worry about that. So, yes, we will be discussing that then, Dave. Good question, buddy. Guys, that one? No. Right, no change at the moment at the front. Let's go on with Michael. I know we said in the interview not to go on board with him at all. Commentators curse, etc. But when he's winning, need to have a look at him. There's Graeme coming through there. Graeme, wasn't he? Nice and controlled. He's probably just managing his pace now. He's pulled another second. You can see bottom left hand corner. It's now 3.94 seconds. So he's slowly building that advantage again. So I do think that Graeme did initially have a tyre advantage after those pit stops, which he used he used that really well because he pulled that gap down by an awful lot in those first 2 laps, and since then everything's just settled down. Michael seems to be in the groove. People won't be aware of it. You know, Michael is actually driving with an injury. He's driving with a wrist injury. Okay, from work. So I won't go into detail about how that happened, but he's driving through the pain barrier tonight, and he's still doing it, doing the business. Good lad, well done. Lely, there he is. See, Lely, he'd go for the black belly so that when it got dark, nobody would see him and he could ninja upon them and try and nick a few places, but that really worked, to be fair. But he is in third, so we can't really complain about that. He's currently sat on the podium. Still, anything can happen. Just under 11 minutes left to go. You just got to keep pushing, keep going, see what happens. Crazy's in 4th place. He'll be happy with that. Definitely be happy with that after qualifying. Nice and consistent in that Aston. And there you go, DeWill in his lollipop lady outfit. He's in 6th place. Fresh Brazil in his Lollipop Lady outfit in 7th. Evan around. Let's have a look at him in the Lexus. He's having a very good drive again. I'm impressed with him. He's seen a couple of outings. Nice guy. He's jumped in tonight. Don't even think he knows the track. He's just got on with it. Just taking part. That's all you can ask for, really. Track and ambient temps have dropped again. Both now only 10 degrees. Georgie Priest in the Ferrari. I think he's been struggling in that car, but he's doing a sterling job. Everyone that's watching Tier 1 or Tier 2, I'm not really bothered what tier we're talking about. To keep the cars in the top 10 consistently, not even the top 10, to be consistent around these tracks in these vehicles against these other competitors, you have to be switched on at all points. Yeah, if you slack for a couple of turns, you're going to get swallowed up, or a lap, or you end up having a crash or something like that. It is not just the tracks that are unforgiving within FRL, it's everybody you race with, and I mean that in a really positive way, not in a negative sense. But everyone, you know, everyone wants to compete for 100% of the race, unless your name's Marpat and you're sitting out. But hey, he's probably got an issue with the car. And to be fair, Marpat was also sitting in tonight, so we are of course grateful that he has done that, and he's still in the lobby, in the server. So well done, Marpat. It's not easy when you're having to sit there. Hopefully you're watching the live stream, and if you're not, why not? So, Gamer Dad, Pink Warrior, Alien Hunter. Well, he's not hunting any aliens tonight, that is for sure. And Traction Dave, well, Traction Dave thinks he might have a little piece of that. So that's going to be our closest battle. Let's go on board with Gamer Dad. We can just see Traction run. Yeah, that's going to develop nicely. Traction was look how much he's closed that gap down. You've got to remember, guys, Traction was right at the sharp end of qualifying and at the start of the race. It was only the fact that he'd had an issue somewhere after the race. Oh, careful. Look in those mirrors. There goes Traction. Gamer Dad had no answer to that one. No answer to that whatsoever, unfortunately. Moves himself up a place, up to 11th. He's got 7 seconds to catch Marek. Traction, your challenge, if you choose to accept it, my friend, you've got 8.5 minutes. Try and get in the top 10. That's his challenge. Is he going to do that? Don't know, really. So, let's have a look at the gaps. So, Michael's eking that out a couple of tenths a lap at the moment. It's now up to 4.8 seconds. Has to be said, that's looking pretty good. Lely looks comfortable in 3rd. Crazy's 4th. Euphoric State, he's not going to catch him. So, everybody is pretty well spaced out. Georgie Priest 3.6 behind Evan. Keep an eye on that. That could develop. And look, Traction's pulled nearly 3 seconds out on Gamer Dad already. That hasn't even been a full lap, so now it's 2.6. Okay, that's a battle that could develop. Evan in 8th and Georgie Priest in 9th. That might be one that we go to shortly. So I am slow, as I'm sure you're aware. Uses a controller. That's why every week you hear me calling him the controller. I know we've spoken about sort of Georgie Priest being American, but I am slow over the completely opposite side, over Australia and New Zealand. So again, it just shows we have people all over the globe competing in Formula Racing League. We're well over 600 members now, which is, it's just astonishing, really, the growth that's happening. But I'm not surprised, because there's that much going on. It's ran extremely well on the PC side and also on the PlayStation side. And just to give people that are watching or do watch this stream a little bit of knowledge, so we always say there's no bad apples in here. There was an endurance race the other evening on PC, and there was some pretty unsavoury things going on with new members. And it looked like maybe a bit of a sabotage job, if I'm honest with you. and they were dealt with very quickly. We don't want people that are going to sour the experience for everyone else that we all get to know extremely well, and that's the same on the PlayStation and the PC. So if you give your life to FRL, he will look after you. That's the overall feeling there. And who is that flying down behind him? That is Fresh Brizzle coming up towards I Am Slow. Georgie Priest 2.9 now, so he's actually, that gap's grown by 3/10. Yvolton, I love Yvolton, he's a great guy, and you know what, he is an absolute wizard when it comes to doing sort of digital work. It's a really nice thing recently. But yeah, he's also one of our admins, really nice guy, you know, can't do enough for anybody. Can't race enough either, actually. I mean, him and Dal, I think, are at it pretty much every night of the week. And then you've got Gamer Dad in 12th, who runs the late night stuff, so he runs the 2 Slammers Tuesday and Midnight Madness on a Wednesday. Again, another admin guy, can't do enough for everybody, so it's nice to see them all out here having a bit of fun. As we come towards the last bar, let's get off him. No, I didn't see that, Chris. No, didn't see that late night wander there onto the green stuff. Michael is coming to cross the line. We've got 5 minutes left. It's probably what, 1:47 to probably 3 laps. So he's got to keep it consistent. That's all he needs to do. And this has been coming. Michael has been in the podium places for a couple of races on the trot now. He won Tuesday, his first FRL win. And now Sunday, actually he won twice. He won in Tier 1 Tacos, and then he won the Slammers race in the evening. And won. Again, got to curse him. Graeme was having an excellent drive in second place. I think he burnt those tyres up too quickly. Dave Keane says it's an amazing community, Coops. No anger, just all happy racers that love it, whether they finish first or last. I know, that is amazing. You know, it's actually quite counterintuitive, really. You know, if you're putting all this effort in and then you're getting, you know, let's say your race isn't going well, or you're at the back, or you're a few laps down. Like, look, where are my things? But no one's going to rage quit. No one's going to throw their toys out the pram. They're going to get on with it. They're going to try and improve themselves during the last 3 to 5 minutes. That's just the way that it is. So Graeme puts a move on Gamer Dad there. Obviously that's not for position. So Gamer Dad doing the gentlemanly thing and moving out the way. Lely's having a good race in third. As he comes through Brundle and then into Nelson. Yeah. There's a bit of a safe line through there, not risking too much, but why would you? It's pitch black out there. How much can he see? Well, it looks like he can see quite a lot there, but when you're driving and you're going that quick and everything's coming at you rather fast, and there's, as you saw on the right hand side there, there's bollards missing that you might have previously been using as braking points, brake spot and stuff. It does make a difference. So the standings are going to be of this one. Graeme was 4 points ahead of Michael, and Michael and Lenny were led 1 point. So this will make a difference at the top of the table. This is a really short sprint series. This is round 3 of 5. So there's only 2 rounds to go. This one to play for. Crazy's having a very steady, very good race in 4th place. As I said earlier on, he's managed to clock up his 100th podium, and what's even more impressive, he's done 150 races, so that's a very good ratio. Although probably for games, I don't know. I'm joking. I'm not being serious there. DeWill's currently running 6th place. He's had a very interesting race tonight. Him and Fresh Brazil, who is there in 7th. As I say, earlier on, those were swapping places every couple of laps, having an absolutely great battle together. Fresh Brizzle's had a couple of issues where he's been off track, which has obviously put him 14 and a bit seconds behind DeWill and sort of put an end to their battle. They've had a great race. Evan's been plugging away, and there we go. We have a battle. Georgie Priest. No, Georgie, get back on the track. I told you that might develop. Just as I go on to that, again, is it a commentator's curse? or did I catch it? You guys tell me in the comments. I know which one I think it is and which one I don't want it to be. Leaders on the final lap. So Michael comes round, he's on his final lap. I am going to keep an eye on this Georgie Priest Evan, because he's 2.5 seconds down. He's not going to make that up, is he? Marriott's currently doing a really solid run in 10th place. Traction obviously got past Gamer Dad to be up in 11th. And there is Gamer Dad, the alien hunter in his Pink Panther. He's 12th. I am slow in 13th, and Uvolton still putting those laps in. Well done, mate, in 14th. So let's get on board with Michael. Let's enjoy his final lap. I'm sure he's thinking, no dramas please, let's just keep it on the track. We don't need to take too many risks. Obviously we still need to keep the pace up. We don't need to be too crazy, because Graeme is 5.7 seconds behind as we come through to Williams. That's it, keep it tidy, squeeze the power on. So he's on the back straight now, not long to go. 5 corners left to go until Michael takes his, well, 3rd overall victory then in FRL. But in terms of Tier 1 racing, his 2nd victory. And that's pole and victory, I believe. As he comes through Coram for the last time. Just get your braking point right, Michael. On the brakes, turn her in. Squeeze the power on, and there we go. What an amazing race. You flashed those lights, buddy. Excellent win again. Michael races in the business in Tier 1. All disqualified. Well done, Michael. Excellent race. So let's have a look then. And here is... So Graeme crosses the line in 2nd place. Graeme, excellent drive there. Lely crosses the line in 3rd. There's your podium. A very familiar look to it. A slightly different order, which is fantastic for us, because these boys are at it every single week in multiple races. So he's not going to stop. Crazy's coming across the line. He's going to take 4th place. That's an excellent race from him. Euphoric State, 5th place. It's really unlucky. It's the 3rd race in the row, Euphoric State. It's been unlucky. Yeah, I'm rooting for you. The next one, mate. Next one. But nevertheless, a great finish in 5th place. DeWill's had a very solid drive there. He's been pretty much 6th all race long. He's had some dramas, he's had some great battles, but he crosses the line in 6th. Fresh Brizzle, again, remember, Fresh Brizzle did a 2-hour race earlier on this evening in a different league before coming and hopping into this race. So actually, that's a bloody good result to be 7th. Maybe could have been 6th, but having that fight with DeWill. So Fresh Brizzle 7th. Evan and Georgie Priest, look, battling it out till the end. Oh, I know I missed that because I'm talking about others, but hey, those two, well done, Evan. Another great race from you. Well done, Georgie Priest. It's nice to see you getting involved and having a good one. Marek is going to come across the line in 9th, and Traction Dave actually moved up to take 10th. Gamer Dad's finished in the pits. I am slow, Uvolton and Marpat, and there you go. That is your race, guys. So congratulations to the podium. Well done, Michael. Outstanding, cool drive. Great stream, Coops. Thank you, Dave King. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, and congratulations on winning Coops competition. Remember, you need to drop me a message on that one for the prize. What amazing race. Great fun. People in there we didn't expect at the sharp end. Some really good racing in there. Good strategies. A day to night race. Tired temperatures going all over the shop. I don't think you can ask for much more than that. So that was the Formula Racing League GT3 Sunday, round 3 at Snetterton. Next week, as I say, the penultimate round at Brands Hatch. We visited there last week, the Taco Tuesday. What these guys do there. Graeme, I'm sure, will probably want to get one back over on Michael in terms of how the result went last time. And Lely's going to need to pull out a little bit of pace just to keep in touch with these guys going into the last round. So all to play for, ladies and gents. Appreciate all of you watching, all of the comments in the live stream. Please do subscribe, for my 100th subscriber. If and when that happens, hope it does, but you never know. It's been a pleasure. So, this week we're done. I'll see you all on Tuesday for Taco Tuesdays Tier 1 and on podcast. But for now, everyone, have a good evening. Comms by out.